the third panel discussion will cover about AI, which is artificial intelligence, and women in aviation, flying towards a safer and more efficient future. So this is really an interesting topic. Let me invite on the stage the moderator of this panel, Hind Al-Bidour. She is working as operation officer at Dubai Airports and vice president of Dubai Airports Youth Council. Can we have a big round of applause to her? Yeah, I know the tummy is still fully, guys, you're sleepy, but we need a big round of applause. Go on. Thank you so much. And now we will have the panelists for today's panel. Malak, she is group founder and CEO of Vernwell Group. Round of applause to Malak. Malak, you are here? Yes, hi Malak. Saleha Ali, she is working as a DWTC Tower and Maktoum Tower operational training specialist at Dubai Air Navigation Services. A big round of applause to her. Reem Hussain Ismail Saffar, she is a senior manager of UAE General Civil Aviation Authority. A big round of applause to her. Noora Janahi, she is a vice president of Women in Aviation Bahrain chapter. A big round of applause to أهل البحرين. على راسنا حبيبتي. Laila bin Hareb Almheiri, she is the founder and CEO of Alive Group. I think she's not here with us. Okay, no issue. So once she arrives, she can join us. Stage is yours, Hind.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone, and hello, panelists. Very honored and excited to be alongside you today. So, like she said, today's topic will be about AI and women in aviation, and how AI will be a lot more safe and efficient, especially in the aviation industry, of course. So I'd like to start with you, Malak. Could you just give us a little brief about yourself?
Yes, actually, I've been in, I'm coming from the law industry. From there, I got into technology, and if you are aware about new space, I got into the new space industry and aerospace, and that coming from the practice of law and specialization in international business law and space insurance and investments and so on. So from there, you would ask what I do in AI. Actually, as I was speaking with my colleague, and she was speaking about regulators, how they see technology. And actually, I used to be very afraid about emergent technology and disruptive technologies and the practices that it is happening and the unethical use of technology that can impact society. And actually, I said, enough being afraid, and I'm going to be one of the innovators who's going to spread the ethical use of technologies like what we call it dark technology, distributed ledger, artificial intelligence, quantum technology, and virtual reality. And that's what I do in one of the companies which is advising different industries. And the other one is Vernwell Academy, which is a training and education company which is specializing in all these kind of technology in order to promote the technology, get the career development needed from the UAE to the world, because our work is international. And from there is also to anchor sustainability for people and for humanity to move from Earth to Mars and beyond. And why I say Mars and beyond, if you are familiar with my emails, that's my signature in my email. Actually, thanks to the leadership of UAE, Mars today is not just a dream, it's the future.
Reality, yeah. Wow, that's amazing. MashaAllah, Alish.
Thank you.
That's brilliant. Saleha, can we have a little bit about yourself, please?
So my name is Saleha Ali. I'm a DWTC Tower training specialist. I've been working for 18 years in this profession. And so my job is actually to design training plans for our controllers. and also encouraging a national development program. I'm going to be speaking about the AI, but the thing is that we currently, as an ADC in our profession, we are more of automation system that we deal with, but we are very positive in terms of AI coming in our aviation field, and especially in ATC, because it enhances more of safer, efficient environment for us and sustainable. That's
MashaAllah, Rich. So we'll move on to Reem and Saffar. A little brief about yourself, please.
Sure. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Reem Saffar. My main responsibility is the certification and oversight of all aerodromes in the UAE, and that includes domestic, private, and international airports, heliports, oil and gas facilities, as well as vertiports. And part of my responsibility as a regulator and my team's responsibility is the continuous oversight to ensure that a safe infrastructure is provided for aircraft operations and ground operations as well. And it is very common for airports and heliports to propose new technologies and airfield systems as well during infrastructure projects, during infrastructure upgrades. And my main responsibility as the regulator is to ensure that these technologies or those technologies are introduced safely into the operation. So that's a brief.
That's amazing. And lastly, of course, we have Noora Janahi from Bahrain. First time in Dubai. Please brief about yourself.
Thank you, Hind. I'm Noora. I come from Bahrain, and I really appreciate the warm welcome that I received here in Dubai. I would like to congratulate the Women in Aviation Middle East chapter for their 10th anniversary. They let us be inspired by what they have achieved. I have been an air traffic controller and in the aviation industry for more than 16 years. And I am currently working as a standard licensing and development specialist in Bahrain. We have started our own chapter in Bahrain for women in aviation as well. It is just a pleasure to be here, part of this panel.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I'd like to go back and talk about our, hello, welcome. We have our final panelist, Ms. Laila. Could you please introduce yourself very briefly?
Sorry for barging in. I just came from Abu Dhabi and I was late. So I'm Laila Hareb Almheiri. I'm the CEO of a group of companies, which is called Alive Group, and we deal with aviation and cybersecurity, and we are in the medical field, doing medical trading and building medical centers. And sorry about being late again.
No worries.
Yes.
Very nice to meet you, Laila, and
Nice
welcome to
meeting you
the
too.
panel.
Yes, thank you.
So I'd like to take a step back and go back to our topic, our main topic for today, which is women specifically dealing with AI in the aviation industry. So Malak, I'd like to start with you, actually. Your expertise in the law and deep technology area in your career, how do you see that AI technologies enhance safety for women, especially pilots?
Sure. Actually, I'm going to speak from the side of strategists and also working with innovators with different activities and innovation related to AI within the aerospace industry. And now I'm going to speak about how it can be utilized in the aviation industry. Actually, in general, like in the aviation industry, how I see the AI is utilized, or what are the benefits? First of all, the simulation, and actually it's advanced simulation training, and that's for generally speaking. Then also the predictive maintenance, AI-assisted decision making. It's very beneficial for the safety within the aviation industry in general. But when I speak about women as what AI tools can benefit women in aviation and especially women pilots, first of all, and this one there's an anecdote in it. I'm going to say it. It's eradicate biases. So actually, why I said it's an anecdote in it, because AI is, like a lot of people, they know that AI is biased.
Yeah.
Or can have gender biases. But actually, with the use of ethical AI tools, that they are custom made in a way to remove those biases, actually informed decision by the decision makers in terms of assessment of the activities that done by women pilots, can help reduction of the unconscious biases that we have as human within our human nature, and they can make more fair decision and informed decision based on the AI tool that help, not decide for them, but help to reduce the percentage of the biases. The other point also, and this one is not related really to the activity done by the woman in aviation, it's related to the mentorship programs, how AI tools are tremendously helping bring in mentors and mentees in order to have and maximize the outcome of the, to achieve the targets behind this mentorship programs. And since the morning, we heard so much about how mentorship programs are helping so much women in male-dominated industry to find their space and excel, not only find the space, but to excel and go to leadership positions, and also get involved with technologies like AI, and not only someone who's going to use them, but also being involved.
Yeah. Yeah. Noora, as an air traffic controller, what Malak just said about AI and how it can affect, women pilots, do you see that AI could potentially be a safer option for women pilots, or do you have any views on that?
Generally, AI is very assistive to air traffic controllers, because AI algorithms help air traffic controllers see potential conflict. They can show them when two aircrafts are going to be at paths that are not safe to air traffic controllers. It also helps reduce the congestions in certain flight information regions, or FIRs as well. Regarding to women in aviation and AI's role with that, it would help tremendously women in aviation, because it would remove, as Malak said, the unconscious biases that are in systems and recruitment, even in flyers. People put out flyers for jobs that are available, and the language in these flyers are mostly referring to male vacancies. So AI algorithms can help reduce that gender gap as well.
But with that, what kind of challenges would they face when it comes to AI and women? Let's say when it comes to women pilots specifically, what kind of challenges would they face?
Challenges are there with anything, regardless whether it's AI, whether it's even human decisions as well. So AI could remove the gender gaps, but it cannot replace human judgment. Human judgment is really critical and essential in some situations where you need the humanity to take over and make a decision. It would help women in getting the opportunities to join aviation and help them fly their airplanes safer or control aircraft safer as well. But it would still need human interaction as well to assist that AI.
Right. That's exactly true. I mean, systems do crash, right?
Yeah.
We're always going to need human interaction at some point.
Yeah.
Reem, I'd like to come to you. How do you think AI can be leveraged to women to improve safety and efficiency for women in aviation, but specifically in your field when it comes to the aerodrome design and operations?
Thank you, Hind. I think AI can be leveraged in many ways. Some of the ways were already touched upon by Malak, starting with training. So AI can provide specialized and customized training for ground operations personnel, for pilots, for air traffic controllers. And I believe that this can accelerate the training of women in aviation, and in return can maybe help accessibility to enter the industry, accessibility, and I have to say the advancement, the possibility of advancement in the aviation industry. Coming to the more technical aspect from an infrastructure perspective. So AI can be used to optimize airport infrastructure. For example, in areas of sustainability, efficiency, and safety as well. There are airports that use artificial intelligence in order to optimize the design of runways and taxiways in order to reduce fuel consumption for aircrafts on the airfield. Another successful implementation of AI was recently at Abu Dhabi International Airport, where they implemented an intelligent airfield lighting system called Follow the Green. Some of you may be familiar with this. And it is basically a system that provides real-time guidance to pilots and drivers on the airfield by illuminating green center line lights in front of an aircraft and extinguishing immediately behind the aircraft. And this actually allows only a fraction of the entire airfield lighting system to be used at once. And you can imagine the benefits out of that. So it increases safety in terms of the gaps and spacing between aircrafts, reduces congestion, especially during times of low visibility operations, and eliminates the unnecessary stops and starts on the airfield that can be very energy inefficient and time consuming as well. Another example, Hind, which is an example you might relate to, is AI can be utilized to measure safety performance aspects. So, for example, monitoring a runway surface condition could be an example, visibility and weather patterns as well. So, for example, Dubai International Airport uses AI-powered cameras along the runway to detect debris or any hazards on the pavement, and actually alerts ground crew such as yourselves of a hazard being present. And what this does is gives you real-time response to the runway, reducing delays and chances of any accidents and incidents as well. And finally, also Malak touched upon that, is preventative maintenance. So it can be used to detect failures in aircraft parts, engine parts, pavements, airfield lighting systems. For example, you have GE Aerospace actually uses AI-powered methods to identify when an aircraft engine part is about to fail. And actually what this does, it allows airlines to replace that part before it becomes a problem. I have so many examples, but for now I will leave it at this.
MashaAllah, that's amazing. That's actually very interesting. There's a lot of things I hadn't heard of before. It's
yeah,
great to learn.
Especially Follow the Greens was a very positive implementation at Abu Dhabi International with very positive feedback from pilots. I don't know the percentage of female pilots, but it's a very good aid for both male and female pilots. And it is about to be certified for Dubai International Airport. So
we've been hearing about it a lot actually at DXB. So yeah, it is. That hits close to home. So thank you very much. That's wonderful. Saleha, let's come to you. You've been very quiet. As a training specialist, what advice would you give? So we're trying to attract a lot more women into the aviation industry, right? What advice would you give young women who are trying to make a career in the aviation industry I mean, whether they have a background of AI or not? What do you think is the best way forward for them?
Well, first of all, you need to know what is AI concept is about. The fundamental question that you need to ask that and understand that. Following that, then you need to search different fields of the aviation. You just don't have just a pilot or an air traffic controller. Just like today we heard about engineers and the maintenance and the ground handling. You know, we can in future will have a AI specialist. That's itself, it's a field, and we need it. When it comes to the aviation, for example, in ATC, if AI will be fully integrated in ATC, we need AI specialists. So to go in the IT divisions in an AI know about the coding, the programming, and all that stuff. The things are very wide. We don't have now a specific thing. We need all these stuff to integrate in aviation with us and helps us. And the thing is, my following colleagues, Noora and Reem, did highlight everything in terms of that, how it works in aviation when it comes for in the aerodrome and in the ADC. So ADC, yes, generally we are automated now. Currently we depend on the automation systems, yeah. But also the automation systems, we need also people in that field. Engineerings, aviation engineerings, we need that thing. And they need to also know about the AI if that comes in,
Yeah.
I encourage women to come in the aviation field whatsoever and to understand the concept of what AI is, because that's the upcoming future for us. Us as an ATC controllers as well, or whatever in the field, we need to have a good knowledge of AI and how it's going to implement on us. That's the next thing for us. Yes, it has its pros. There might be some pros to it and cons to it. But as an UAE, we always take in a positive manner, and we are very cautious in terms of to put rules and regulations. And I believe when AI comes in aviation positively, I know that UAE will set some rules, regulations when it comes to ethic-wise, when it comes to, for example, cybersecurity stuff. That's a threat. Everybody is thinking about if AI comes in aviation, what about the cyber threat about that aspect? Well, for sure, ADC especially, it's very sensitive in that perspective. So for sure, there will be some rules and regulations so that that system will not be vulnerable to be used. So women, coming in the aviation field whatsoever, if it's ATC, pilot, engineer, we need you guys. And yeah, I mean, the aviation is very vast. It doesn't stop in anything. And different divisions helps to grow. It becomes as an aviation. That's the only thing that I can say.
That's wonderful. You're right. It's not just one thing. People usually think it's either a pilot or nothing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You're an airside operation that we need you guys in terms of to inspect our airfields. So you guys are kind of an airport authority. You guys are our ground eyes for ATCs. Like Reem, she's specialized in the aerodrome perspective. They need to regulate that stuff. And yeah, everybody has his fair share of job that makes as UAE is in aviation very strong, because we are very kind of like systematic and very, very strong in terms of following rules and regulations and complying with it, and innovative and sustainable as well.
Yeah. We also do, we're all different stakeholders, but we work very, very closely together. So I think that's actually part of, the positive impacts of aviation in the UAE and how strong it is, compared to other parts of the world. Laila, I'd like to come to you. Mashallah, you have a vast experience in many different industries.
Are you saying I'm old?
No, no. But how would you think, on a general scale, how do you think AI would affect women in the aviation industry?
Okay, that's the question I wanted to answer in the beginning. I was part of the regulator, as you mentioned, for 12 years, so I understand and truly empathize with a lot of women coming into aviation. So they need to break through so many different fields, like an air traffic controller or a pilot, etc. It's very hard, first of all. Extremely hard because, again, it is getting better, but it is a manly, industry. So when we discuss artificial intelligence is not going to bring something specifically for women different than a man. It's not going to differentiate. There's no biasness. So there's a lot of advancement with the artificial intelligence, and it's already there in aviation, and I use it, our company use it. Our companies are based on artificial intelligence. So we need to look at it differently. So what kind of opportunities that women can seek when artificial intelligence is going to be used more and more. And that's something that we need to look at. So as a pilot, I think, women are going through a different process to increase the quota of pilots within our airlines. But also we can penetrate aviation with having skills of artificial intelligence and IT. Because I know a lot of women are more comfortable behind a PC, behind a computer, and they're very smart. I mean, women in IT and technology are amazingly smart. And so you have a lot of jobs that artificial intelligence will create for women. And we need to keep looking at those opportunities. There are so many things in aviation. Air traffic controllers will be shifting totally. So the roles of managing, the implementation of artificial intelligence will create a lot of opportunities. And again, cybersecurity will, the threats and the risk will totally increase. So there's a huge opportunity for working in cybersecurity in aviation for women. So for us, instead of battling with different fields that we are trying to break through, we need to create our own market in aviation and our own segment. And I think artificial intelligence is something amazing. I use it all the time. I have a aviation cybersecurity company, and we use artificial intelligence, but we mitigate the risk that we get through all the journey of aviation, whether it is an airport, an airline, a regulator, etc. So I created this company, and I think opportunities are not only in the field working for someone, but a lot of women, and this is open, of course, for men. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities in the private sector for women and men to work in the field of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence will totally shift the way we look at careers in different fields, and aviation is no different. So the jobs will be different in aviation in the future. Not the same skills. Marketing people, be aware, because I use now ChatGPT for my content writing. So it will shift. Some jobs will be eliminated, or at least minimized, and some jobs will be created in the future. So as women, we need to look at what opportunities are lying in the future when artificial intelligence is going to be implemented more and more. And there are so many things, artificial intelligence every single day is changing a software, a service, something out there, a new version is coming every few days. I don't know if you heard about it now. They have robotic pilots, Now pilots will be obsolete one day. You know that, right? This is the future,
Yeah.
and this is what the researchers are saying. Pilots will not be a job after 10 years. I don't know how many pilots are here. Be careful, there's one there. So that's what artificial intelligence will do to the industries. They will shift the industries. And this is what we need to do. As women, we need to look at opportunities that will be created in the future and not now. We need to be more strategic, because the career progression is different than 20 years, different than my time of career progression. I'm retired, but every day, retired from the government, I still work. So it will be different. So you need to adapt. You need to understand what's coming in the future, and you need to adapt and shift your skills accordingly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd just like to touch base on what you said. AI is moving in a very it's moving in a very scary way. It's moving very, very rapidly, and a lot of people are trying to catch up. But for example, I'm personally one of those people. I'm really trying to catch up and understand, but I don't really, grasp the whole concept. But I do. I do try. How can we attract or not attract? How do you think we can? You said pilots are going to be obsolete.
Yes.
But then that means it's not just pilots. It's going to be a lot of the positions that are currently in the aviation industry. So what kind of strategy do we have to go for to ensure that also our employment and our positions are accounted for, that they're necessary to be there, even though we do have AI? You know what I mean?
Yes. Do you want to answer?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So what we need really is to be updated every day. A lot of people are very comfortable within their careers, within their jobs, and they don't really see what's happening around them. As an air traffic controller, they are behind the screen for so long, and they don't know what's going on with pilots, for example, at their daily work. They contact them, they communicate with them, but they don't know what is their daily life is as a pilot, and what kind of regulation, what is the future for, for aviation. We need to expand our horizons individually, men and women, young people. We need to expand. We need to see always what is going on, and we need to adapt. That's the way we mitigate the risk of, the progression that we see in artificial intelligence. And we need to learn. I mean, you are coming from training, right?
Yes.
So we need to adapt as training people. We need to look at how we are going to shift the skills and capabilities within our organization to be aligned with the very fast pace of the development we see in artificial intelligence. We need to develop our self-mechanisms within organizations, and we have training plans. I think there's the same training plans for aviation. I saw an organization which is up to date, like they are very successful. I see their training plans, which is similar to the training plans 10 years ago. And that doesn't cut it. This is not the way that we can cope and we can be in harmony with the progression of artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
So I think daily transformation should happen. We should not call consultants, do transformation for us, and then after 10 years come and do transformation for us. So the management should be daily transformational, very dynamic, very flexible, and everybody should be able to, have a regulatory system that allows you that kind of flexibility.
Right.
Because a lot of people, they work within a very rigid company policies and regulation where you cannot be innovative, you cannot be dynamic, with your development. So I think every organization has to shift the way they have their management, their training, their human capabilities development,
Yeah.
and also their investment in the future, in the software and artificial intelligence, and they need to bring everybody into it, not like only IT. When we talk artificial intelligence, people think it's only IT people, which is not. Artificial intelligence, everybody's using it daily. Everybody's using it.
Yeah.
I use it daily. So the development and the advancement in artificial intelligence should be the responsibility for the whole team in every organization. Everyone should be aware of artificial intelligence, should play a role in how to adapt as an organization towards that future.
Yeah, so never to sit comfortably and always to be
Not
moving
at all,
forward.
no.
Right. Does
May I
anybody
add?
have?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, when we talk about the threat of artificial intelligence is taking the place of humans, and actually a lot of people, they would lose their jobs, which is not really, which is wrong perception. Actually, first of all, the stakeholders who need to ensure that people will not be out of their job, but rather creating new opportunities based on what we have and based on the future job that we will need are many stakeholders. Organizations, as my colleague mentioned, also governments, and through policies and strategies and action plans and implementation. Very important also to create opportunities within the economy. The other one is coming from educational institutions. Actually, I've been mentoring and helping women and young people coming from the space industry and from aviation, and I've seen the same thing happening over and over again. There is a gap between the human skills, which are, what we call soft skills.
Yeah.
Now we are moving toward mad skills, which is steps beyond the soft skills, combining the disruptive technologies or emerging technologies with the human capabilities. And it's very important also people, they understand that whatever they are or wherever they are within their career, the continuous learning process is never ending.
Yeah.
Actually, every day we have new disruptions, we have new innovation, we have new opportunities coming in, and we see that in UAE. And actually, I've never seen people, they are advanced in the way they are thinking and innovating. And I work internationally, like the people who are in UAE, how they are prone to innovation, because actually it's the signature coming from the leader. This is how it is moving forward. And like looking at the aviation, like the space industry, UAE will be one of the biggest hub in the world. And actually, we need capacity building, and not looking only on one single career or one single innovation, one single technology. Actually, there is one thing is going to surpass all the technologies that we see now, because it's going to be enabler. And this is one of the technologies I'm working on right now, is quantum technologies. And not so many people are aware about the fact that quantum computing is there, and governments around the world are injecting amazing funds in order to help this technology move forward, because it will enable artificial intelligence to be more efficient and more ethical, and also go further than what we are seeing today.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, very valid points. But also, I mean, I like the difference in opinion. To be honest, we all learn something new every day. Saleha, our colleagues were talking about continuous learning and how it could shape the future. Do you have any points on that as a training specialist yourself?
I was just wanted to touch in terms of the work, if possible,
Yeah, go ahead.
regarding, again, being a training specialist, if the AI integrates, comes in, first of all, we need as a human set a balance in between what is humans' responsibility and what will be AI's responsibility to help us, as in terms of training, what I can see in the future. As being perspective of a training specialist, I might see that it can help me in terms of to set, so for example, I have an air traffic controller. I would like to design for him a program. If I knew that what areas of he requires a development in it, I can set some datas and all that stuff, and I'll say, well, create for me an atmosphere that we are in a low visibility operation and I need this thing to be enhanced, and that kind of a situation that comes in, so that AI is helping me in terms of in that perspective. Again, AI will not take my job as an air traffic controller. In the far future, still element of human is required to supervise at least this thing. AI is being designed by us, isn't it? As humans. And so it requires our intervene. And it requires, so that we need to set a balance between what is human responsibility, what is AI responsibility, how this AI will serve me and my needs. As I said to you, an example when it comes to training, I hope that it comes in that perspective. What's going to help me? It's helped me in terms of easiness of my designing the training programs for my controllers. So that is one of the aspects that I'm speaking about. That's the only thing that I can come up with it.
So that's like what Noora said earlier about human intervention and how we're always going to need it. Any comments, Noora, on that?
I just want to say that if we want to use AI right now to empower women and attract women in aviation, we can still use it as part of the coaching algorithms that are available right now, and to just educate people about the available jobs. There is a lot of aviation-related jobs in the industry, other than air traffic controllers, other than pilots, other than engineers. We have a very diverse culture of available job vacancies that 90% of people don't know about, not only women. We can use AI to just encourage people and just educate people about what is available right now.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I think we've reached our time here. I'd like to thank all. Are there any last things you guys would like to say? I'd like to thank all of you for your time today, and it was an absolute pleasure to be hosting you today. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mervat, we need you back again on the stage for the certificate appreciation. A big round of applause to Laila. Noora. Reem. Saleha. Malak. And Hind.